everybody. Welcome to week 7. It's our 7th chakra, Crown Chakra, Sahasrara Chakra, connected to our crown right here. And before we go into details about chakra, this chakra, I will read something to you. You have touched, you have tasted, you have seen, and you have heard. You have loved and lost and loved again. You have learned, you have grown. You have arrived at your destination intact. And now, at the end of the journey, you are almost home. There is but one step left, the biggest and the smallest of them all. It is the biggest, for it takes us farthest. It is the smallest because we are already there. There is one more door to open, and it contains the key to all that lies beyond. You hold that key. You cannot see it. It is not a thing. It is not a way. It is a mystery. Allow yourself to review the places you have gone, remembering the touch of flesh to earth, the flow of movement and power, the song of love in your heart, the memories imprinted in your mind. Who is it that remembers? Who is it? Who has traveled on this journey? Is it your body? Then what has guided you? What is it that has grown? Through what have you traveled? Who now would hold that key that can't be seen? The key that cannot lock? The answer to this is the key itself. All wisdom is within you. Nothing is beyond you. The kingdom is before you, within you, around you. It is in your mind, which is but one mind in a sea of many, connected, contained, intelligent, divine. It is the seed of the gods, the pattern of creation, the immensity of the infinite, the endless unfolding petals of the lotus, fully blooming and connected all the way to earth. We find it in our thoughts, beyond form, beyond sound, beyond light, beyond space, beyond time. Our thoughts flow. Below, behind, above, around, and through our thoughts flow. Within, without, before, and after our thoughts flow. Droplets in an endless sea. The song of mind is infinite. We have come full circle, and the pattern is complete. We are the thoughts that make the pattern, and we are the pattern that makes the thoughts. So, hallelujah. We have arrived. So this crown is the gate into the higher consciousness, and it is infinity. It is infinity, and it is the thoughts. It represents 1,000 petaled lotus unfolding. And how it represents the lotus is, as you receive information, it expands your view. You receive another piece of information, it expands your view even bigger. So it's like a puzzle. You receive certain things and you start opening up more and more and more and more and more. And your perception is beyond your beliefs. It's beyond constricted life play game that is happening here. So let me go through a little bit of kind of basics first about this chakra, so we get a full understanding what it is, and then we'll dive into more deeper aspects of it. So as I said, it's located on the top of your head. If you place your fingers, the thumbs at the top of your ears, and then you connect your thumbs at the top of your head, see, you already have a crown, and you drop those on top, it's right here, right in the middle. The manifestation of this crown chakra is information, and the outside state is information as well. The inner state is realization. So when realization happens, embodiment starts. The element is thought, consciousness. The gland is pituitary gland. It's the, like I think I've said that the third eye chakra is the king of glands, and this is the king of the king glands, because this gland literally on a physical level controls all of our glands and hormones. So I'm going to go briefly through what it is controlled, because it is fascinating. It produces all the key hormones that create bones, muscle mass, and proper fat distribution, which in fact is root chakra. And in short, it's ACTH and GH hormones. Also, it controls FSH, folate stimulant hormones, and LH, leucinite hormone, which is function of our ovaries and testis, which is sacral chakra. Then it goes into ACTH, stimulates adrenal glands, which is solar plexus. Then it says that it produces hormones for milk reproduction for mothers, which is heart chakra, and thyroid hormones, which is our throat chakra. So, and and this is pineal gland. So it literally controls all of our glands. So on physical level, massive. How do we open, actually, let me go first into physical malfunctions of this chakra. We experience depression, we experience confusion, boredom, apathy, Alzheimer's, bipolar, brain cancer, epilepsy, insomnia, meningitis, multiple sclerosis, OCD, Parkinson's, schizophrenia, stroke. A lot of it is overactive chakra, because a lot of mental challenges do come with overactive chakra. And I would like to explain before we end this course what it means, overactive chakra. In my experience and view, chakra cannot be overactive. It's only overactive when it's in connection to another chakra. So it's overcompensating another chakra that is not open. So for example, if crown chakra is wide open and your root chakra is not, there is a disbalance. So that's why people call it overbalanced, because that one is underbalanced. For example, if all of my chakras are wide open, I'm balanced. So I am balanced. But if they're all closed, I'm also balanced. I'm just cut off from life, truly. So when one is open and another one is not, we overcompensate. And that's why a lot of times we do have, challenges with bipolar, schizophrenia, etc. is because they're open. They see other dimensions. They're participating in other dimensions. And of course, sometimes it happens karmically, Sometimes it's substances, sometimes it's through birth, but it's also karma. So it's not necessarily that your chakra is overreactive. It's simply that's your destiny in a sense. Either you participating in it or not actively. So, and why, how do we open that chakra first? Listening to classical music. That's why mothers typically listen to classical music when they are pregnant as well. It's the higher frequency. Literally, classical music, if you try to listen to it, if you never did, it takes you somewhere else. You're never present in your mundane when you listen to classical. It takes you out somewhere else. Meditation, of course, moving meditation, sitting meditation, and Qigong, like some classes I've done in the past, Qigong, movement meditation, also beautiful for that. Communicating with higher powers through prayers, through meditation, through simply talking as well, asking questions. Fasting, there's no food connected to this chakra, just like third eye, fasting, lighter foods. Accept yourself fully with dark and light, because we are both. We have dark, we have light, and we cannot move naturally above when we still live in duality. We will be receiving information only, it will be disturbed information. Working on detaching from our shadows, attachment to the materialistic world as well. Dropping personal stories, which is our shadows. We are connected so much to previous stories that run consistently. And that's why we come back here into the physical form, into the third dimensional world, is we are coming back to resolve them. So when we resolve them now, meaning we forgive ourselves, we forgive others, we understand the infinity of existence. We don't hang on to our wounds and replaying them with the same thought patterns. We release them. Therefore, we're moving into a higher state of being, different life type. We no longer in samsara will. Don't give out your power away. What does it mean? Also shadow work. When you are not forgiving somebody for doing you wrong, that's when you're giving your power away. The minute your energy flows somewhere else where it's not of a divine path, and I don't mean divine, you have to sit in meditation. No. What I'm doing here is I'm teaching practical spirituality. There is no divinity without practicality, in my view, because we are all divine. We are all with access to divinity and its power. But when we start stepping into the frequency of less than divinity, we're giving our power away. And I am speaking from experience, and a difficult one as well. Visualizing, awesome way, because this realm is already in no time and space. So when we visualize, we literally work with our thought. The minute we think and visualize it, it becomes reality. So when we're able to step into that, we can really start creating faster. And it's very exciting. So visualizing works amazing with this chakra. Seek things that inspire you, because inspiration is a divine gift. And when we start seeking people, situations, music, anything that inspires you will take you there and will open your root chakra, Crown Chakra. Spend time in silence. That's another one. And mess with your thoughts. Question your thoughts consistently. Question them. Why am I not enough? Where did it come from? Why my father thought and told me I'm not good enough to be somebody or to do something amazing in this world. Where did that come from? Where did he get it from? Go back to the root of that thought. Question your thoughts, question your beliefs, question everything. Big time, consistently, especially now. And see all scenarios. Try to see a big picture. See all scenarios of the situation. Spend time in nature, especially up in the mountains. Open to the sky. Look at the sky. Embrace the openness of our nature. Sound chanting is beautiful as well. Head massages and headstands. What happens is we bring attention here. So we release tension by bringing attention here. And with that, because we release tension here, the energy flows easier. You know? And it happens with the same thing with other chakras. So headstand is good, but still be careful with the neck and make sure it's you are holding yourself with your hands and core. What I also want to touch upon is, why do we want to open this chakra? Besides all the physical challenges that I mentioned that you don't want to experience, is you want to see a bigger picture of life. And with this chakra, we start questioning life, questioning the meaning of our life. So that gives us a bigger ability to see a bigger picture, ability to receive insight, and also have a sense of peace and wisdom. Feel one with life, understand others. What I typically say is, it's really not that important to be understood. If you're going to go deeper into this statement, it's not that important to be understood. It's more important to understand others. So, food for thought. Of course, feel energized and inspired. When this chakra is open, you typically are more inspired. You do a lot of amazing creative things and you are energized. You reach to your higher potential. We are all able to reach our full potential here, especially when we integrate all of our chakras and we end with this and we open up. Then we're open to really become supermen and superwomen, super entities. We have that ability. We just been really constricted. And what we only need to do truly, because everything is already inside us, we truly need to remove the barriers, the blocks we've created with our beliefs, with our thoughts, with our wounds. We only need to release it. And then we're open. Everything will start happening. We just need to release the blocks of our limited beliefs and thoughts. And it helps to trust yourself and universe. And that is a miracle on its own. When you really release and surrender and you start trusting, you are one with universe. You know what? Let's do exercise first. So I would like for you to draw 2 circles on the right and on the left. And in the first circle, write down top 5 most pressing needs in this present time in the world. It can be climate change, it can be homeless people don't have clothes, it can be pets, anything you think in your view is the most pressing issue in this present time right now in the world. And when you are done, in the second circle, write down top 5 your unique gifts, your personal unique gifts. And it can be really anything. You are maybe hosting the best dinner parties. You make people laugh. You organize people very well. You, I don't know, you do amazing birthday parties. You're great with kids. You're, what else is there? Maybe you are some sort of nerd, like a science nerd or something. Anything. It doesn't have to be like a career, just anything. Your top 5 gifts. And now, when you write them down, look at both circles and perhaps draw lines, seeing where's there overlap. For example, your gift is connected to the pressing need in this present time. See where it is. For example, for me, like I like to, you know, do guided meditations, and people need to release stress. That's just one example. Awesome. So when you do that, you can look at your gifts and ask yourself, which gift you want to do. If you have to do your gift out of obligation, I mean, if you do something out of obligation, that means it's not a gift. So there's no obligation to do it. It's just what you really want to share with the world because you see the need for it. So you don't have to be obligated. It still has to be something you want to do. Waking up, not getting paid, for example, not getting paid for it. Just imagine that. Out of your list, what gift would you want to do regardless of anything? Getting paid, not getting paid. And when you identify that, now again, look at your gifts and identify which one you want to do now. Not 10 years from now, now. So after you identify that, I would like for you to just, after this course, maybe sit with it and journal about it. Because when we open our chakras, we are very open to receive information, especially the crown chakra now. Open to receive that. And I know right now we are in a very big shift on the globe where so much is changing. Our careers are changing. So connect with that because you're looking at the rest of your life on this earth. How do you want to share yourself with the life? And this is very important because when we do what we love, our chakras will stay open because we're inspired to do it. We want to do it. We will receive guidance from nature, from source, from divinity. We will be tapped into that. So I wanted to share that with you because I know it's important. I myself gone through a lot of investigation on my own, And I would love to inspire, especially entrepreneurs moving forward, how to be your own sovereign being in this very interesting time we're going through. There are two types of consciousness. It's the cognitive consciousness and transcendent consciousness. So cognitive consciousness is the one that reasons, thinks, observe action. So it's more focused on object, right? Connected to object. And the transcendent consciousness, it perceives everything at once. An example, for example, is a man walking by himself, surrounded with snow, right? You can see that picture. And a man walking in a crowded street in Manhattan. So that's kind of the distinguished between cognitive and transcendent consciousness. Where is it leading me? I want to describe something for you guys. You perhaps very much aware of it, perhaps not, but I think it's very important. So, thought. This chakra is connected to thought, consciousness. Thought is the very thing that manifests everything. When we think of something, it starts creating a vortex, right? And that vortex, which literally connects us to the field of infinity. When you imagine yourself sitting here, imagine you remove, I think that was our first class, remove your skin just for a moment. And imagine that you don't have a really nothing between infinity and yourself. And the thoughts that you are grabbing consistently becomes your reality. And the reason you are consistently grabbing similar thoughts, because they're familiar to you. Because there is no individual per se mind. There is a collective mind, right? We're all tapped into that collective mind. We do come here with essence, resonance from not previous lifetime, doesn't exist. All lives happen at once. From a similar life where we didn't complete some sort of detachment from something. There are lives that are happening on a higher dimensions as well. I'm not speaking of those. That's a very different topic. Lives that are simultaneously happen here. The reason we're coming back into this samsara wheel, because we're consistently grabbing onto very similar thought that create the same type of patterns in our life. All of us are challenged by these patterns. We consistently get in similar relationships that are not good for us, similar jobs, similar communities, because we're very familiar with those thoughts and we feel comfy with them. That's why we always teach step out of the comfort zone, step out of the comfort zone. Because the minute you step out of the comfort zone, even though it feels a little scary, but it also should feel exciting. And the minute you step over it, you recognize that, wow, there's a different dimension of me. And it's like facing your fear. The minute you face it, you're no longer scared of that thing. And that's what they say, the way to detach, you have to face that. You have to really experience that. Experience deeply with your emotions. And the minute you experience it, it really just like moves through you and you're no longer attached to that. Because we're literally afraid to face it. And that fear is the barrier between our energy here and infinite powers that we all have. So we create holographic realities, and that's where the quantum structures plays role. With our thoughts, we create our holographic reality. As many people we have on earth, as many perceptions we have, as many realities we have. We also have collective belief, right? You all know them. And we all buy into them because it's so easy to buy into collective belief. Religious, racial, gender, on and on and on. And then because energy is strong when it's collective, then we buy into that and we get hooked to it. And because we're so hooked to it, it's so hard to heal it. That's why this chakra teaches us to go inside. Because when we go inside, we disconnect with the massive belief of all of those stories we've created from generations. And we really start looking within ourselves. What is truly right for me? What story does play for me properly? Why do I have to stand for something that has nothing to do with me? But because energetically it's so easy to hook to it, we dive into it and we create another pattern and another pattern of suffering and another pattern of suffering. So that's why, monks and everyone says, go inside, because when you are connected with yourself, you'll start understanding that all the stories that are created, they're illusions. And the minute we disconnect from illusion, we start rising in a different state of being, different frequency, because God, us, it's all frequency. It's consciousness with awareness. And that's how we change things. If we're going to fight the same thing over and over again, we're changing nothing. I want to mention something, which is also kind of fascinating as well. Why it's so important to go inside is our, where did I write this down? So the brain, because brain is like a computer. It's literally storing information consistently. And meditation acts as like defragmenting, I think that's what they call, I don't know, in computer language. We're creating more space. When we meditate, we clear that out and we create space for new information to rise. That's why they say if you don't meditate, you can't really open your mind. You still will be stuck in dualistic world because you're not creating space for more new, pure information to come in. Our brain functions on like 5% right now. We want to have more capability to use our machine. So there are 100 million sensory receptors within our body and 10 trillion synapses in our nervous system. So that means 100,000 times more our mind is sensitive to our internal world than our external world. So that being said, we are a manifesting machine and we haven't been able to live to our potential, full potential yet, because we are covered with energetic beliefs that have been happening for eons and eons. And of course, in yogi path, it's samsara wheel. Samsara wheel can be ended, and it's simply by working on all the energetic attachments we have to our beliefs and emotions. It's beautiful to experience emotions, and we absolutely have to experience them, just not attached to them. That's what brings us back over and over again. And Crown Chakra allows us to reach to the new information, new way of being. So I hope I gave enough information. There is so much more to say.
Thank you so much.